Pumping that podcast wattage in your cottage, it's Think Digital. Get ready to take the red pill, think different about scaling your business, and free your mind. And now, coming to you live and direct from the Moon, Iowa, the greatest city in the universe, here's your guy, Justin Wise.
There is no spoon.
Pumping that podcast wattage into your cottage? Yeah, it's Think Digital. Hey, Justin Wise here with you. I am the captain on this good ship. Welcome aboard. Today's topic is 5 Facebook targeting secrets from 7-figure businesses. Lessons learned from the trenches. Show notes will be available at thinkdigital.co/podcast. thinkdigital.co/podcast. Like I said, today's topic is a good one. A little background on this topic. As many of you know, I run a digital marketing agency that focuses exclusively on helping experts, coaches, consultants book their calendars, get leads through paid traffic. And what we found over the last, I would say year is we keep our client list pretty selective. However, what we've noticed is some trends, some themes, some commonalities between the 7-figure clients and not 7-figure clients. They all have common, like I said, I guess common practices, specifically in regards to targeting. And so I want to share some of those with you today, some of the targeting secrets that we've picked up from working with 7-figure plus businesses. And does that mean people always say, well, not every business who does this stuff is 7 figures, Justin. Not every business that's 7 figures knows how to run Facebook ads. Yes, I understand. However, if you want to break it, make it even broader, these targeting secrets are used by successful businesses. What we find is that 7-figure businesses tend to do more of the things on this list than not. How about that? So I've put them together. I'm going to leave a little treat for you at the end here. And so I want to walk through this list with you. And if you're taking notes, write each one of these down because you will benefit by implementing it in your own business. So when I say targeting, of course, you know what I mean by that. I mean, hey, we got to find people to show these ads to. And so we target. We find the right people, we target them, and we show clients ads to those people. And the first Facebook targeting secret is not necessarily a secret, but the way you apply it is a secret, and that is upload your unsubscribe list. So as many of you know, you can upload your email list into Facebook and certainly build a custom audience, but use that custom audience of email subscribers as a base for lookalikes. Pretty common tactic. One of the tricks that we've picked up is uploading the people who unsubscribe from your email list. Now, if you have a MailChimp, or if you have a provider like a MailChimp, MailChimp doesn't hang on to the contact after someone unsubscribes, it goes away. But if you have something more robust, a CRM like an Infusionsoft, for instance, which is what we use, a lot of our clients use, even though you can't send emails to those people via broadcast, you still have the information and you can run a very quick search on your CRM that says, show me everybody who's unsubscribed from my email list. And so what we will do is build a custom audience from that unsubscribed list. And you may think to yourself, well, they unsubscribed from your list. Why would they want to hear from you in the news feed? And the reasons are vast and varied, but what we have found is that just because somebody doesn't want to get your emails does not mean they don't want to hear from you. Could be somebody, and maybe you've done this, I have done this recently, I'm sure many of you have done the same thing, where you go through and you clean house on your email, where you just declare email bankruptcy, like Michael Scott. And you unsubscribe from everyone, you mark everything as read, and you stow it away. Got to this point, I would say about 6 months ago, where I just basically unsubscribed from everything. Doesn't mean I don't love the people that I unsubscribed from. It just means I don't want them in my inbox. Now, if they pop up on my newsfeed, if there's content from those people that pop up on my newsfeed, cool. And we have found that they tend to be an unsubscribe audience tends to be just as active, if not sometimes more active than people who are still on your email list in a custom audience. Hope that makes sense. But don't just immediately think, well, this person unsubscribed, so they must not be interested in hearing from me. Don't take offense to it. Be a big boy, be a big girl. Put your big girl or big boy pants on and realize that people unsubscribe from your list, and that's just going to happen every single time you send an email. I've been in email marketing for the last 12 years now, and not once have I sent an email to more than 100 people where someone has not unsubscribed. My own mother unsubscribed from my list. It just happens. So what's the second secret? Build a lookalike off of button clickers. This one takes a little bit of a technicality. So I'm going to give you a PDF at the end of this podcast that actually goes through with examples every secret that I'm talking about. And this one's a little more technical. But long story short, if you have your pixel installed on a website or on a landing page, Facebook gives you the ability to use that pixel data in thousands of different ways. One of my favorites is to build audiences from people who click a button on your website. So let's say you have a call to action button on your landing page, and people need to click that button to book a call with you or to make a purchase or to do whatever's next in the funnel. Now, instead of just building an audience from people who convert and book a call, this allows you to build an audience from the folks who click the button. Why do we want that? Well, it shows intent. So whether or not they actually do the thing on the next page that you want them to, it gets you a tighter, cleaner audience. And the Pixel some time ago started tracking micro data. And this is one of those layers of micro data that you can track and build audiences from. If you don't know how to do this, in the resource that I'll give you at the end of this podcast, there is an article that walks you through it. Or you can just hire a friendly neighborhood agency to do this kind of stuff for you. Now, why would you want to do this? Like I said, it's about intent. If you feed Facebook data based on user intent and not just conversions, you're going to give the algorithm more fuel to play with. In turn, they'll go out and find users who match the profile of people clicking on the button. It's all a numbers game, right? So the further down the funnel you can get, the more user intent you can quantify, the better data set you're going to get in, for instance, your lookalikes or your custom audiences. It's all about precision. And seven-figure businesses don't necessarily have a better product. They don't necessarily have a better service. What they're able to do is twofold. Number one, present that offer or service in a way that is more clear than their competitors. And number two, stretch their ad budget further. So instead of paying, $500 to acquire a client, they can pay $100 to acquire a client. If you do the math, 5 to 1, if it takes me 5 times as much money to acquire a client as it does you, and we're competitors, who's going to win? Yeah, supply and demand says you will win. So seven-figure businesses, again, don't necessarily have a better product or service. They're just smarter with the data they collect, and they leverage that data better than their competition. So let's keep moving here. That's secret number 2. Secret number 3, build lookalikes from other email segments. Okay, we've already talked about this for unsubscribes. So that's building a lookalike audience from building a custom audience from your unsubscribes. I don't necessarily know you'd want to build a lookalike off that, although you could test it.
You're listening to Think Digital with Justin Wise. The next step down the rabbit hole is to sign up for the No Spoon newsletter, a free weekly email designed to increase your productivity, grow your influence, and free your mind. Take the red pill and head on over to thereisnospoon.co to sign up.
Secret number 3 is build lookalikes from other email list segments. So right now, for instance, at Think Digital, we have Facebook audiences, both custom audiences and lookalikes, And let me back up. If you don't know the difference between those two, custom audiences are basically you saying, hey, Facebook, here's my data that I've collected. Here it is. Now go and match up these data points with the people on your platform. It's basically a one-to-one conversion. So if you give Facebook 1,000 email addresses, it's going to analyze those email addresses, go into their 2 billion users. It's going to look for the same email address that you have on file at Facebook and match it to the audience list that you're uploading. And it's usually around a 50 to 60% hit rate. So that means if I use Justin Wise at abc.com to sign up for your email list, and I also use Justin Wise at abc.com as my login for Facebook, Facebook's going to know that, and you've got a match. I am now in your custom audience. That's a custom audience. Now, a lookalike is going to be a review for a lot of you, but a lookalike is you saying to Facebook, hey, Facebook, here's my custom audience of all these users, this one-to-one list. Now go across your 2 billion users and find people who are similar to this. So they're not in the list that you uploaded, so to speak, but they match the profile that Facebook uses. They take the algorithm, they take what they know about you, they take your user data, and they basically build a profile of those names that you uploaded in a custom audience, and they go and find people who match. And this could be anything. This could be the content that you engage. This could be the pages you like. This could be the stuff included in your profile, your friends. I mean, the websites you browse, because you didn't know that Facebook knows the websites you browse. You know that, right? If you don't know, now you know. So all that to say, I want you building lookalikes. This is what 7-figure businesses do. They build lookalikes from other email list segments. So for instance, our custom audiences and lookalikes that we have running right now are people who have or haven't bought something from us, people who open and read our newsletter, people who click our links, people who've been on our list for a long time. Those are 4 separate audiences that we're building, both custom audiences and lookalikes for testing purposes. You might think to yourself, why would you want to do that? Well, again, it's all about being specific. It's all about being intentional. So my broad email list is a different profile than, let's say, my email list of people who have bought something from us. So at the time of this recording, we have about 25,000 names on our email list, and we have, give or take, about 2,000 names of people who have bought something from us at any given moment. That's a much smaller list, but in my mind, that's a much stronger list that I at least want to test because it shows user intent. It shows buyer's intent. By segmenting your list before feeding it into Facebook, as I think I mentioned this, you give the algorithm much more specific information it can use to go out and make the magic. Secret number 4. By the way, let's do a quick recap. Secret number 1 was upload your unsubscribe list. Secret number 2 of 7-figure businesses in Facebook targeting is build a lookalike off of button clickers. You need a pixel data to do that. Secret number 3 is build lookalikes from other email list segments. And secret number 4 of Facebook ad targeting secrets from 7-figure businesses, layer your lookalikes. Layer your lookalikes. An oldie, but a goodie. I love lookalikes. I love layering lookalikes even more. It's like the ultimate science experiment. There's this commercial running right now about that Pringles is running. I don't know why I never thought of this growing up, but this is pure genius. They're doing this thing now where it's like, take a cheddar cheese Pringle and take pickle Pringle. Those are the only two I can think of. Combine them, put them right on top of each other, and you have a cheddar cheese pickle. I don't eat Pringles, so I'm not quite sure on all the flavors these days. I just remember pickle. The point being, you can layer lookalikes in your ad sets. This is a really, really strong play, one that we recommend and one that we love. So for instance, let's say you have lookalike 1, which is a lookalike based off of people who've engaged your content in the last 30 days. You have a lookalike 2, which is leads, a lookalike built off your lead list of the last 30 days. You layer those together and you have a much stronger intersection. Think of a Venn diagram here with two circles. Those two lookalikes intersecting form a much stronger audience in the overlap. So that overlap is going to create a much stronger audience. So while there's a good chance of some overlap between the two audiences, the bigger benefit is expanding your audience size of qualified prospects. To give you an example, we've had ad sets with 5, 10, sometimes 20 lookalikes crammed into them. Now, we don't advise that if you're just starting out, or even if you're, spending, let's say, less than 10 grand on ads per month. While best practices kind of require you to separate your lookalikes into different ad sets, sometimes when we need really, really giant audiences, we will layer them and let the pixel do the work. So layer your lookalikes. Secret number 5. And then I have a bonus one for you. Secret number 5 is swap audiences with ballers. This one needs a little bit of explanation, but so I'm going to keep it brief because I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details. You can check out the details in my report that I will give you a link to at the end of this podcast. But think of it this way. If an example I give in a PDF is a bakery owner and a restaurant owner. So let's say restaurant owner Joe has an email list of his best customers, and he's next door to bakery owner Jill. Jill and Joe can basically swap audiences. So in other words, in the ads manager, you can say, hey, share this audience with Joe, share this audience with Jill. So now Joe can advertise to Jill's audience, Jill can advertise to Joe's audience. They're not competing, they're complementary. And so what you have is synergy there, where you may say, hey, for 30 days, we're going to advertise to each other's audiences, non-competing offers. And it gives you a different way to acquire customers and advertise into a warmer audience. Because chances are, if someone's going to restaurant Joe's restaurant, they're likely going to see bakery owner Jill's bakery. So there's top of mind, there's brand awareness, there's also conversion opportunities there. And this doesn't just have to be for bricks and mortar. This can be for all sorts of businesses. But finding like-minded people who don't compete with you that you can basically tag team and swap audiences. Really, really powerful strategy to use, and one that we leverage quite a bit. The 5th one, I've lost track here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was the 5th. I got a bonus one for you. How's that for incentive? I got a bonus one for you. It's sitting for you at thinkdigital.co/gift. thinkdigital.co/gift, where you will be able to download 7 Facebook targeting secrets from 7-figure businesses. It'll be there waiting for you. You've got a bonus because I got to wrap it up there. It's going to do it for this episode. Make sure you go to that website, thinkdigital.co/gift. You can download the PDF version of this. It's got examples. It's got my happy smiling face on the cover. What more could you want? So it's there waiting for you. Like I said, thinkdigital.co/gift. I will be back with another new episode of Think Digital. In the meantime, here's what I want you to do. Ready? Get a checklist out. Have fun. Stay safe. I'm going to see you online. I'm out. Bye-bye, everybody.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.